My baby's born in the USA.
Ooh.
Something, something, and American made. Right? Isn't
Right.
that country
Yeah.
song?
Or I thought of Bruce Springsteen, Born.
Oh, right.
Isn't there,
in
like-
the U.S.
Yeah.
Born in the USA.
Born
Like his biggest hit ever.
Exactly. That's the
Besides
first thing
Born-
that came to my mind, and I thought that's what you were going to sing.
No, this is another one. It's like my baby is American made, born and bred in the USA, or something like that.
Okay.
I don't even know which country singer it is. It was a cute song. Anyhow, that leads us into our topic, one of them, for today. We're kind of approaching the 4th of July, which, patriotic. It's not Labor Day where you want to really emphasize American-made stuff, but hey, 4th of July, independence. We need
Right.
to be independent. We need to have a little bit more manufacturing and more things made in the USA's and learn how to do it without polluting our earth and our air. Anyway, so we're going to talk about stuff that's American made and that has, just for a little depth for the topic, stuff that has either lifetime warranties or limited warranties. And I came across kind of a cool article in this online newsletter I get called Better Report. I just have a bunch of stuff, and I know you have a couple of items too to talk about.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we can go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, for the first one. Anyway, I don't know if you guys feel that it's important for things to be domestically produced, but we sure do.
We definitely do.
For all kinds of reasons. One that people think of most frequently are craftsman tools. Craftsman tools. Sears, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Sears,
Yeah.
Craftsman.
Yeah.
And those have always been reliable, dependable. That was the go-to for, I know the guys, my brothers and other people I knew, they go, oh, Craftsman, that's the best. Most products from Craftsman have a lifetime warranty. They'll either fix it or replace it or something like that. And then another one, Orvis. You know Orvis? They make
clothing, kind of farm kind of clothing,
dog beds. I don't know why that popped in my head.
Orvis
But,
that's awesome.
Orvis makes all kind and really great raincoats and barn coats and a lot of clothing. For that matter, LL Bean. Of course, they weren't on this list, but I do know LL Bean has lifetime warranties too. But I'm not sure if everything's American made there.
I don't think it is.
No, Orvis is out of Vermont. FYI, American made,
Right.
out of Vermont. How about you? Do you have one on your list?
I just want to talk about fabrics. Every single house in the world has fabrics. So I do sell fabrics, and I have several fabrics that are in some of the collections that I work for or represent that are all made in the USA.
Name it.
And I get so excited. I don't really know the names because there's so many different. Well, it goes back to the fabric mills, mostly in North Carolina, where that's where the fabric industry started in the United States. And then obviously it got expensive. So everything's going offshore, mostly to China. However, when we found that I'm representing a lot less product now from China, and there's a number of reasons. One is their fabrics are full of junk. There's metals, there's pollutants, they produce off gases.
Metals in the fabric?
Yes. There could be metals like lead.
Fragments?
Fragments.
And lead?
And it's interesting because probably about 20 years ago in the fabric industry, people were getting allergies and having problems because of the pollutants that were off-gassing from the fabrics.
Wow.
So I'll just tell this little cute side story. So in France, I'm going to say 20 to 25 years ago, they decided we don't want any fabrics that are coming from these factories. So they have a test now that fabrics have to be tested before they come into the country for these pollutants. And the test is a result of what's called a Weecatex. And that means a Ocatex or a Weecatex. And that means the fabric is clean, not green, but clean. And so when I'm selling fabrics, we tag all our fabrics that are under that label.
Weka?
A Weecatex. And there's a little tag.
Do you know how to spell that?
Hold on. I got to look it up. So
Because if that's something that we can look for.
yes, and I will look it up right now.
Yeah. Wow, this is eye-opening. I know nothing about this at all. And this tag is actually on the fabrics.
Yes.
That disturbs me to hear that the lead and well, I don't know what the off gassing would be. What would that would kind of probably chemicals, maybe like PFAS chemicals or things like that.
So it started with apparel, clothing apparel in France. And then all of a sudden the Gap jumped on board with baby clothes. So they were labeled a Weekotex, meaning they're clean.
Oh, good.
And then now a lot of companies with clothing, and then it's gotten into home good industry for upholstery and drapery,
Which is what you handle.
and that's what I handle. Here it is.
Let's see. Okay, so this says OEKO-TEX, and then there's a registered trademark there.
There's a lot of information online if you just put in OEKO-TEX. That's my thing on fabrics being made in the USA.
Okay.
And
well,
it's
that's
really nice to get these
important.
mills like regenerated, making more product here. There's less money in freight, bringing it over from overseas. God knows what's in the product itself.
Oh, my gosh.
And
or in the freight
I love it when
container.
I come across products that are, I could say, and it's made in USA. So I also have a lighting line and a wallpaper line that are all 100% made here too.
Wow.
Artisan collections, and I always feature that fact when doing a presentation. This is made in the U.S. And
that's great.
sometimes light bulbs go off, and a lot of times, sometimes the end user, the consumer that the designer's dealing with, really wants things made in the U.S. And that's a requirement on doing their homes in many cases.
And what are those brand names? I mean, you give them a plug.
Hammerton Lighting, Salt Lake City. Such a fun brand. You can follow them on Instagram and see how they actually make the product, blow the glass. They have a metal shop. And the other one is Vahalan Wallpaper in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I was just at both the factories within the last 2 months. And they have 16 artists, and they make all their product there. And they're a fun follow on Instagram because they show you how they make it.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
I love that. I love watching those shows, how things get made.
It's exactly how the sausage is made.
Yeah. Well,
And-
maybe not sausage.
I
but-
know. Well, that's what...
If they want to, but they could contact you if they are interested in this for their homes.
Yes,
Well,
they
right?
could, or go to your local designer. It's
you-
all sold through the
that's
design
true.
trade, which is
Because you sell to the designer. Got it.
so a shout out to those brands because hey, you can get a lot made in the USA to do your home.
That is really good news. We have people around here who are redoing their homes all the time, you know?
yeah.
So if you can do that and then bring fewer contaminants into your home, that's a win everywhere.
It is.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, back to my list is
Yes.
North Face, limited lifetime warranty on their products. Some of them, not all of them, but if there's a manufacturer's defect, if there's a manufacturing defect, then you get, they'll replace it or whatever.
No, their products are all made in the US?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Wow.
North Face.
That's cool. Well, one thing I did find is if you Google search American made products, there's a website called Clark.com, and it lists over 100 brands by category of things that are made in the US.
Oh, that's
So you
cool.
can go, I need some pots and pans or towels. So you can really focus in on an assortment of things, like a big selection.
CLARK.com? Clark.com.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, this is great.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great resource. Okay, cool. Okay, the next thing is Zippo lighters, which I've never smoked, so I don't use them. But they will swap them out if they're broken, but like for your whole lifetime. So you could have like a vintage Zippo lighter, and if it's broken, they'll fix it or they'll swap it out, which is crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I know. It seems like maybe they just last that long. I don't know. I can't even do that lighter. It's like
It kinda hurts. I know.
It hurts my thumb.
Yeah, I was going to say.
JanSport also.
JanSport.
Yeah. So a lot of sort of recreational wear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Limited lifetime warranty on their stuff. A lot of outdoorsy type stuff. How about you? What else do you have?
Nothing.
No, okay, that's all right. I just have a few more. One very well known is the Big Green Egg.
Oh, the barbecue.
Yeah, the barbecue. If you have one and you sell it to somebody, that person who buys it, just FYI, you have to have all your paperwork, etc. The secondhand person, they can't do it because you have to be the original owner. You had to have signed up.
Okay.
And that's the thing with these things. You've got to sign up and get those warranties in your name. So the next person, if somebody else, has possession of them, you say, oh, yeah, I'll sell you my big green egg. Here you go. That person, it's not the same person, so you can't do it. Yeah.
Okay, when you
But
transfer
still,
that.
those are expensive. And didn't
Yeah.
Weber grills used to be like that? I thought they were made in Palatine,
Right.
Illinois.
I think they were, but I don't
Yeah.
think they are anymore. But there is Kingsley Bait. It's high-end outdoor teak furniture.
Oh,
Kingsley
that
Bait.
beautiful
And we do have a
furniture.
set. We bought a lovely set. Oh God, almost 20 years ago, and we kept everything, all the information, and we've had to get little replacements here and there because we have an umbrella. It's still hanging in there. I keep saying one more year, and they've been great about replacing everything.
What sort of things broke down?
When you open up the umbrella, well, the string thing broke, and then a couple of like latch things when you stick the.
Oh, so it's the umbrella. It's not the table.
It's not the table.
Oh,
but
okay.
They're made in the U.S., Virginia,
Wow.
and I thought they were, and I wanted to double check. But that's a great company, solid customer service, wonderful, and wonderful product too.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Duluth Trading Company.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a lot of clothes. I know a lot of high school kids were like that in college. They were the Duluth Trading Company
the
clothes, the flannels and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, Darn Tough socks, which are made in Vermont, and I've seen these.
Vermont is just a little gold mine of
It is, and that's not the only one on there. But anyway, Darn Tough socks. They're really cute socks. My sister has sent me these in the past, and they are cushiony, and they are wonderful, and they have some kind of a warranty on them. And then Vermont teddy bear. People probably know already about this,
yeah.
because if your teddy bear gets, mishandled, usually by the teeth of a dog, but kids do strange things to the Vermont teddy bears. You bring them back and they'll restuff them or something, or maybe if an eye has
They
been
keep going
chewed
back
off.
and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like,
They'll take, and that's also, Vermont, Vermont. I've actually been to that Vermont teddy bear
you
store.
have?
Yeah, it's cute.
In Vermont?
In Vermont, yeah, it's cute. Because I have all that family in Vermont, so.
oh, I didn't know
I
that.
get to- tons. That's where most of my family lives, is in Vermont, because I have
Wow.
like 8 nephews and nieces, and then I've lost count of how many grandnieces and nephews I have at this point.
Oh my
I don't even
God.
know. They just keep on breeding. So anyway, that's all that's on my list. And I know there's American flag somewhere, an American flag company somewhere
yeah.
that makes American flags. That's it. That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, but hey, just think about next time you're purchasing something. I do look in clothing labels, but so much is from China, you kind of can't avoid it.
I know. There's Thailand, and then there's India. A lot of things come from there.
Mexico.
Although I just read an article how
Okay.
they are actually some of the stuff that says made in Mexico. It's really from China, and they're relabeling it, and that
gosh.
just ticked me off.
Well, that's against the law.
Well, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
But China, come on.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. We do appreciate your goods, but no. They can get away with there's corruption everywhere, Holly.
I know.
You're talking to the chief skeptic.
If we could just get more computer parts made over here.
Well, that's a good start. Yeah. Well, there's something in the works for that, so that's good.
Good.
Okay, we'll be
Okay.
right back, and we've got another fun topic for you. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think we're going to... How did Billy Joel say that? I'm all about song references. If you want to take a walk in, let's remember. Remember?
No.
Keeping the faith.
Oh,
That's
okay,
it.
okay.
That's what we're going to do. So keep the faith, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're going to do a little flashback here. 50 years ago, that's a long time.
I know, but
And
it seems like
kinda-
it went so fast when you look at
I'm kind
the
of creeping
archives.
out. I
Yeah.
am. So we're looking back to 1974, which is a pivotal year for me. I graduated high school in 1974. And, for me, it was Liberation Day because I was launching to college and I was taking charge of my own life. And I wasn't one of those, I want to stay at home with mommy. I mean,
Oh,
people
no,
didn't. And
I
frankly,
wasn't
you know
either.
what? We
No.
didn't do that really
No.
in our generation. We were just like, I'm launched. I'm out of there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get some roommates and move somewhere downtown. And nobody was really getting married out of high school. It's like women were going, yeah, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be independent.
I'm going to be on my own.
Yeah, we were all pretty motivated.
I would say so. Mm-hmm. Couldn't wait to get out. But I was entering high school. I was a freshman.
Okay,
while
so
you were graduating. So I was kind of launching a new chapter going into
that's-
high school. That was pivotal.
Huge new chapter. I mean, high school's a big,
Yeah, it was
big
a big
stinking deal. So when you were entering high school and I was getting ready to go to U of I, Champaign, some of the things that were going on back then, Lords of Flatbush, and this is, it was a movie, but set in the 50s. But the reason it's noteworthy and the reason I bring it up is because two stars, future huge stars that were in that, not that popular of a movie. And Lords of Flatbush was a good movie, but was Sly Stallone and Henry Winkler, the Fonz,
Yeah.
who this was made before he started in Happy Days, but then he got Happy Days, and I think that's on a different piece of
Pretty
paper that
quickly after, because
Right.
that was also
that launched also in 74.
launched. Yeah, it launched in 74 too.
And that started a whole thing,
wow. Yeah,
right?
it
So that was
That was wow. It was good old Happy Days, Mork and Mindy, Love American Style. Love.
that had been going on.
Okay, well,
Did that start in 1970? I remember seeing that. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Love Boat.
yeah, that doesn't, I don't know, but it seemed
Love
like
Boat
Love
was
Boat
60s.
was 60s?
Because
Love Boat?
I know because I watched it with my little brother
Oh
when our
my
mom was
God,
working.
it's that old? Wha- oh, okay. Yeah. So we've got Happy Days, Love American Style, Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy started in 74?
Yeah.
I thought they started. Really? It says that?
Well, that's what it says. These were the TV debuts.
So maybe, wait. So Happy Days maybe was already on because when Mork came from Ork, I can't believe I'm
my
just
God.
saying this right
You're
now.
right. Mork
when
came
Mork
from
came
Ork.
from Ork, Happy Days was already on because Mork got his launch from Happy Days. Yes.
Wait,
Mork came from Ork and he got notice on Happy Days, and so did,
Robin Williams was in Happy Days?
yeah, because he came from Ork.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how he got noticed.
I don't remember that.
I don't know
Wow.
why I do, but they're saying Happy Days
We've got Happy Days, Star Wars, Mork and Mindy.
1974?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm obviously losing my mind because I thought he was there, and then Mork and Mindy launched from there, and then it was Schlemiel Schlemazel after that because they
Right.
got their start on Happy Days as well.
You're right. It says Marshall, who was the writer of Happy Days, wrote a visitor from outer space into the show.
Right.
So Mork did go
Later.
to cast Robin Williams and then did the spin-off as Mork and Mindy.
Yeah, and then
So
there was
I
a
guess
spin-off
Mork-
of Laverne and Shirley too.
Right,
Because,
right.
Yeah, so that came after. But Happy Days launched in 74.
Okay.
God,
Well, okay. I'm sorry about that.
you almost sent me into a nostalgia tailspin.
Okay, that would have been a lot of deep dive. But I don't remember Mork on Happy Days. That's why I was confused.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sadly,
Wow.
I do.
God, you have such a photographic memory.
I do. It's a curse and a blessing. Okay, what? Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, I never saw that.
I never saw that
couldn't.
either. I
Just
don't
even
watch
the
that.
One single half a trailer would put me over the edge. on
Same
that.
here.
Yeah.
Well, okay, on another note, Blazing Saddles.
Oh, Blazing Saddles. And that was
fun.
That was fun.
I mean,
That stretched the boundaries a little bit.
even
Back
back then
then.
it did because
Yeah.
people are kind of a little uncomfortable going, this is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I feel a little funny laughing at it, but it is pretty funny.
It was funny.
You know, and people got past it. They were just like, oh, well, it's
Comic
comedy.
stuff that was appropriate for the time.
Yeah, I mean, it was accepted at the
Yes.
time. And now everyone's, of course, having a spaz about it. But whatever. Okay, what else?
Okay, so then we have some other shows that were debuted then. Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, I didn't really watch that.
I didn't
I thought
either.
Michael Landon was cute, but I
didn't watch
too
it
much
either.
hair.
Yeah, and it was everybody watched it, but myself it seemed like.
Jason
And
Bateman was on that.
I know, I know. He started as a child actor. Good Times.
Oh, I liked that
I like
show.
Good Times
I
and-
loved all those characters.
JJ's still alive.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Is he the only one still alive?
I think John Amos, who was the dad, I think he's still alive too.
Oh, okay, good.
So I just read
liked
something
him.
about him. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought he was kind of old then. Now I'm like 50 years later.
He just seemed like the dad, so
Yeah.
we always think he's older. But I love that actor.
I do too. Chico and the Man.
Oh, Chico, yeah.
The Rockford Files.
Oh, that was a good show.
I love the music.
Oh yeah,
But they had great.
I think, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then Tony, Orlando, and Don.
I wasn't like
I know, not
whatever.
3 times on this.
Yeah,
yeah.
Barf.
John Denver came out with his hit song "Sunshine on My Shoulders."
Oh, that was just great.
and Annie's song.
Yeah,
and
he was sort of he was already going,
Yeah.
but that was a huge song. Yeah.
And then musically, there was several groups that launched their careers that year.
Like
The Bee Gees.
in 74?
Uh-huh.
Wait. No,
Oh, no,
no.
I'm sorry. Wrong. They look like the Bee Gees. Oh, wait. ABBA. ABBA.
Holly. Oh, Jesus.
Wait a minute. Doesn't that look like the Bee
Let's see.
Gees?
Well,
If
there are
you
4
didn't read
of
the
them,
article-
and there are only 3
I
Bee
know.
Gees, so
Okay. If you didn't read the article and you looked at the picture, ABBA looks a lot like the Bee Gees. So ABBA with Waterloo.
Oh my god.
I'm like, oopsie.
Oh my god.
This is live. Okay.
Okay, so ABBA. Yeah, cuz Bee Gees have been going from
Right.
the 60s.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
they had a major career before the disco thing. Huge career.
in Australia.
No, and in the United
Oh, I didn't
States.
know that.
Lonely Nights.
Okay.
Like-
well, here's to ABBA.
Yeah.
Kiss
Kiss.
debuted their album, and they look the same today, practically in their costumes.
Just fatter.
Yeah, fatter,
Yeah.
wrinklier.
But how could they look that much different? I mean, we never really saw their faces.
No, we did. Well, one of them we did.
Well, Gene.
Yeah, Rebel by David Bowie
Yeah, I remember
came
that.
out.
Yeah.
Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Barry White.
I loved that song.
Oh, that's a sexy
Can't
song.
get enough of your love, baby.
Oh, he had such a great voice.
I don't know why.
So hey, between music.
I love him. The Round Mound of Sound.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah,
That's so
Barry
cute.
White. The
Oh,
Round
wow.
Mound of Sound. Oh, gone too soon, man.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Oh, he was like the song maker of making love songs.
Yeah. No, there should be one more page, I think.
Okay. A lot of scoop here. A lot of scoop.
Well, not all noteworthy, but
like
what's this?
like sports and People magazine. Oh gosh.
Wait, that was People Magazine's debut?
People the magazine was a spin-off from Time. Yes.
Oh, okay. So Time owned it, and they said, "Let's do our entertainment
do
in
People.
this."
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
And-
People be. Oh, that was.
I love People. I
Yeah.
still get the magazine delivered, which I'm sure I can get it all online.
Oh,
and not have to read it, but I like it. I like that.
You know
old-
what? Less time in front of a screen. Read a magazine.
And I can't really tell who's on the cover.
Let's see.
It doesn't, like Farrah Fawcett.
Let's see. Mia Farrow and
Mia
Carly Simon.
Oh, Carly Simon. Okay.
Yeah, that's Mia Farrow on the left, and it looks like that was the year they came out with Daisy. She played Daisy.
My God, how do you remember all these things?
I don't know. It's my mind is a compendium of worthless information.
Well, I would
Except
say
for
that.
except for situations like this. But she was in Gatsby. That was probably the year Gatsby came out. So she looks like
right.
Daisy Buchanan there
Okay.
from
wow.
the
I wouldn't
novel.
remember that. Okay.
The
then
Great
we
Gatsby.
have culture shaping launches. High Times Magazine.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, weed. They were
Oh,
sort of
that's what that
trying to
was.
bring it into the mainstream.
Okay. Sports. We've got Rumble in the Jungle, most watched sporting event. Muhammad
oh my
Ali
God, I remember that.
debuted his rope-a-dope tactic.
Yep, rope-a-dope. That's how he wore down. I forget who was his opponent. Was it Joe Frazier? I don't
It
know.
was
Who
George Foreman.
Or George Foreman. Okay, he wore down George Foreman with he called it my rope-a-dope, my rope-a-dope, because what he did was he would lean back against the
rope.
ropes and let him. So he's almost
relaxed.
getting a rest.
Right,
And,
right.
And George Foreman's coming at him.
Uh-huh.
And so he's having to use his full force to come at him. So he's using up his strength coming at him. And Ali is leaning against the ropes.
Oh.
And he's also able to
Okay.
deflect, like as the fist is coming at him, he's leaning against the rope. It's really kind of cheating, really.
Right. I would say so.
And I don't know if they still do that, but that was his technique, and he used it, and he beat George Foreman.
Yep. He sure did.
But
Hank,
George Foreman, he went on to have his
George
George Foreman Grill Empire.
Exactly.
So I guess he wins in the end.
Yeah.
He's not the greatest, but
He took advantage of his marketing abilities.
he made a damn good grill.
Right. Hank Aaron breaks Babe Ruth's record.
Oh, that was huge.
That was huge. 1973 baseball season. So it was like
Well, so
73, 74.
so
Yeah.
if it was 73, it wasn't really 74
Right.
because the
After-
season.
Yeah.
So we got to
Well, they kind of.
May sort of
Okay. Maybe we're off a year. But still, it's just like
because this whole thing is
74.
74. Okay.
And Miami Dolphins won back-to-back Super Bowls.
Oh, Kick and Zonka, Jim
You're
Kick,
right.
and really
Larry Zonka.
Larry Zonka. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
they were in the
good.
cover of Sports Illustrated. The two of them.
Okay. You are just a
I
walking
remember this.
encyclopedia.
Some years I remember.
I can't even fathom all the stuff that
I
you
can
have up
see
there.
it.
You should you should take advantage of that.
Well,
Go
I
play
am, I
poker.
guess. Oh God, numbers? Are you kidding? That's numbers.
Oh, my
Ugh.
God.
I can barely do my checkbook. No, they were on the cover of Sports Illustrated and showed Jim Kick, Larry Zonka, and Larry Zonka is the bigger one. Jim Kick was slightly smaller and more lithe, and they were a powerhouse.
Okay.
I
Like
mean,
Tom Brady and his guy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
They were kind of. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, I think they're probably both dead now. If not, they're probably not in great shape.
Yeah, they're
but
probably ouch.
yeah,
Lots of
but,
arthritis.
oh my God, that was a dynasty back then.
Okay, this I kind of remember, and it was so scary. Evil Knievel
Oh, did he
tried to
jump?
jump the Snake River Canyon in Idaho, and he didn't succeed, but he lived.
I do remember
And
that.
I just remember. I think I remember watching it on TV.
Yep.
It was so scary, like
Yeah.
awful. Yeah.
It was awful. I think that was one of those things that I knew about, and probably my boyfriend was watching it, but I was just like, I'll take a pass because it just makes right now even my palms are itching. It makes me so
Yeah, those kinds of Daredevil.
I don't like that. Like what? I don't want to watch someone plunge to their
right,
death.
exactly.
So I even get nervous when I go to watch Cirque du Soleil.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
do such daring things, and I never watch that other TV show, the one where they do things. Oh God, the TV show they have a lot of daring do's there.
Is it like Fearless or
No, well, there's
no.
it's America's Most Talented or whatever it is.
Oh,
So
that
what's
is
it-
that's a
that
scary.
show?
Yeah,
See, I don't watch that show.
That's scary. They got fire. They've got knives. They've got no nets.
I do
It's-
not want to watch something go wrong.
Well, I keep thinking, well, they've already filmed it, so probably nobody
Oh,
died.
that's true. You're
That's
right.
how I think of it.
But I still don't want to think about
yeah,
it.
it's oh gosh, it gets me hot and sweaty. Like in a
But not
good
in a good way.
Yeah, in a bad way.
Like not like a looking at Ryan Gosling kind of way.
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Ed Sullivan.
What
his
about him?
Weekly variety show debuted in 1948, and then it ended in 1974.
Oh, okay. So it ended in 74.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, like,
No, it was. I remember watching that show.
Yeah, we all had to watch it with her.
Yeah.
But then again, Ed Sullivan, that's where I saw the Beatles.
I was just thinking of the
So,
Beatles, and that's
Yeah.
yep. I think
so. Thank you, Ed Sullivan.
Yeah, he's like, and the Beatles. Like he didn't know who they were. And,
he knew. He knew. Ed Sullivan was a very shrewd man.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
he did. He positioned himself well with
Yeah.
big up and comers. What else was going on? There's beginnings like Jimmy Fallon as a kid was starting to do live skits. My God, he's not that old, is he?
Yeah, he's close.
probably not quite our age.
He's not.
He's probably
no.
50s.
Yeah, he's probably late 50s. Ooh, this is interesting. The first item scanned, barcodes.
Wow.
A 10-pack of Juicy Fruit is in the Smithsonian, but as a facsimile. Oh, okay. But that was the first barcode thing ever
my
scanned.
God.
Juicy Fruit. Wrigley's Juicy
Wow,
Fruit.
that must have been a tiny barcode.
Yeah. Okay, remember meow 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 meow
Yes,
meow meow. Okay.
yes.
Well, that was
That was
beginning of that.
debuted.
Yeah.
Okay. And I always thought that was your voice. I don't know. I thought you told me that once, but
No, because I wasn't doing voiceover work in 1974.
No.
Not
Right.
yet. Not
No,
yet.
not yet.
Next year, the following year. This is the year of the streaker and the Academy Awards.
oh yeah, that was very rememberable.
Yeah.
No one knew what was going on. The security back then was whatever.
And what was his name? David Niven had the
Yes, David. Niven.
line of the century.
Okay, what was it?
Something about he's showing us his shortcomings or something like.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's clever.
That was great.
Like he didn't know that was
Fast on
going to
his feet.
happen.
Yeah.
Richard Nixon's resignation. Well,
Oh, wow.
that's pretty big.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, September 8th. And Skylab fell to earth. People bought bullseye T-shirts and cans of Skylab repellent. Oh, I remember that. That was funny.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a big deal because they weren't sure. Okay, 3 American astronauts returned after 84 years.
84 years.
84 days in the U.S. Space station. When Skylab fell to Earth 5 years later, NASA was unsure where the debris would land. I remember that. And that was that. So that was 1974.
And I remember watching that.
That's right.
Skylab landed in the water.
Yeah.
And it was
But
amazing.
they didn't know. They weren't sure. And there was this big
Right.
thing like, oh, it's going to land on you and kill you. And so there was a lot of hoopla. And a lot of people made a
running
lot of
for
like
cover.
pet rock kind of money on it. Like T-shirts and the Skylab, the repellent. And then
Okay.
people were marking out spots and going, be here. This is where Skylab's going to fall. What? Wait, why?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, I don't know. I think the last one that we can talk about of note, Jaws was published.
Oh, yeah. That
And
gives me-
then I don't remember when Jaws came out, the movie, but that was a
Probably-
game changer.
that was a game changer of, woo!
Yeah. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
probably 1975 or 6, the book got optioned, and then Steven Spielberg began his magic,
Exactly.
working it with Jaws. Which now, when you look back at the shark,
Mm-hmm.
you just go, I could take him.
Right. Right.
But at the
Oh, boy,
time, it
the
looked pretty
time.
damn
It
real.
was amazing.
The element of surprise, and you only saw it for a little while.
Yeah.
I loved that. Anyway, so wow. All right. I feel the need to take vitamins now. Knowing that 50 years ago, this is all the
Right.
stuff that was going down, and that was us, and then we were alive. And I'm grateful that at least I can remember some.
Well, you certainly have.
Well, it was,
Gosh.
some years, I got to say, we get into some of the 80s, well, and especially 90s. I'm not going to remember some of that stuff because it all depends on what's going on with your life at the time. And if you're in the moment or if it's a difficult time, I think you tend to,
Kind of drift and block it from your
Yeah.
brain if it was just a big blur.
yeah. And I think some of it I'm just going to let stay right up there.
Doesn't need to come out.
Doesn't need to come out, or I'll work it out through some sort of other healthy method.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it. You guys have any other things you want to suggest to us or things you remember or of note, or I'm sure we overlooked or that we probably screwed
you
up?
come up with something and say, I can't believe we did it that way back then.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, we did because we didn't know what the future held, and we did what we knew.
But the good thing about 1974,
Yeah.
there was no freaking internet.
There
and
wasn't.
You know what? We talked to each other, and we called each other on phones from on the wall.
Yep. That this generation, they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
How did this work?
Yeah, we knocked on our neighbors' doors.
Yeah,
we didn't. If we wanted to talk to somebody in the other part of the house, you either had to scream or you'd actually go down and have to talk to the person.
Absolutely.
You weren't like texting
Texting.
someone going, "Hey, Mom, bring me some water," or I need a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'm in the driveway.
Where are
Come
you?
out.
Like, where are you?
Right.
It'd be, I don't know.
It was.
Was it better? I don't know.
We'll see.
My eyes weren't ruined yet by the screens.
Right.
Okay. Yeah,
right.
we're old. Okay. Bite me. And with that, bye.
Adios.
I had to do it. Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, ladieswhoquestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.